Well, hello everybody. It's another Sunday.
Hey.
What is it? What is this? March 17th, 2019. It's myself, Jeremy, and Jacob. Mike
Hey,
should
hey.
be coming in here any minute. Who knows? I know he's coming. I don't know if he's made it home yet from our meeting we had tonight, which was on what was it on? Oh yeah, water filtration.
Water filtration.
Yes, which is a pretty big deal for any backpack or bug out bag, depending on what you're going for, as you need water to live. So,
That's what I got out here right now.
uh-oh. Yeah, so, I mean, we went through quite a few different ones, too. The ones you can buy at the store versus some of the ones you can make on your own with charcoal and sand and pebbles.
Yep.
And somewhere around here I have a sheet of everything, but yeah. And just so everybody knows, go to our website, heartlanddefenders.com. Man,
Please do.
I almost called out my work website. That's really hard.
Oh, get it right, Jeremy. Come on.
Well,
It is your work
say,
website.
Well, but I say my day job website over and over and over again all week. So it was in my head, and I was like, ah. But anyways, go to heartlanddefenders.com. The shirt I'm wearing you can pick up on the website, among other different shirts. I picked up another one today at the gun show. We were at the Summit Gun Show today. That was kind of fun. And yesterday they were there. I didn't get to make it yesterday though. It was kind of sad. But yeah. Hey Mike, I see Mike Eamon just joined.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I don't have the YouTube pulled up to where I can see people yet, but there we go.
I'm trying to.
But yeah, so
get her to show up.
Water's definitely important. So learning about or buying different water filtration devices. You should probably learn more than you should buy. I mean, the Sawyer ones are pretty good, but definitely
You got to remember, if you've got a family, if you've got people that are going to meet up with you and network with you, you got to remember the aspect of the Life Straw and the Sawyer Minis. They're not 100% designed for 20 different people, 30 different people,
correct?
30 different people, complete survival. I mean, like the Life Straw, that's a bug out bag. You're sucking it up out of a puddle.
Well, and you're putting your face down in the puddle. You know, you're like inches from the puddle. Yeah, we went over that today. And yes, Mike even said over in Facebook that knowledge weighs nothing, which is correct. The Sawyers, they tend to not weigh too much unless you buy the full big kit. And they'll last quite a while, and they can be back flushable, which is nice because like the Life Straw, you can't back flush. So basically, if you use the Life Straw, you use it for a few days, maybe a week, but remember things are going to grow in it, and sooner or later you got to realize you can't back flush that crap back out. So, but yeah, no, we learned about making filters with 2-liter bottles, or like a what is this, 1-liter water bottle, using sand and stuff, all the way up to using PVC. So definitely some of knowledge is definitely a better option than weighing down your bug out bag. For sure.
It is.
So,
it is.
And if you like learning that kind of stuff, come check us out. We learn that kind of stuff just about every month. I mean, now that we're really, we've got a good schedule going. Next month is what? Fire. Learning how to do fire, even primitive fire. So
Wait, we learn how fire works?
Yeah, come on. The pyros know they want to join. Oh yeah. So, but no, it was pretty fun today. I mean, I had to bug out a bit so I could get home and make sure I got stuff done, and we also do our. I missed out on the buckets tonight. I wanted a bucket, but I had to leave early, so I didn't stay and help. So I didn't want to put money down and be like, "Hey, make my bucket for me. I'm out."
Make my bucket.
Right.
If you don't know what he means when he says make his bucket, you should check us out.
Yeah, a bucket could save your life, or even if you get laid off, a bucket might help out a little bit.
So, bucket will save your life, even if you get down on the money.
Right, exactly. But no, dude, have you been seeing this the Pennsylvania crap going on? Their House Bill 768. So it's the Firearm Registration Act is what they're calling it, and this is a bunch of crap. They introduced it in Pennsylvania. Let's see here. We'll establish a gun registry within the state. Now, here's some of the scary stuff. Of course, all the Democrats are the ones pushing this.
Yeah.
It was pushed last Friday through their General Assembly. Last Friday from the 14th means it was the Friday before this last one. So, which I'm just catching up on it now because I didn't see it until this week. But the bill will require gun owners to register their firearms with Pennsylvania State Police. Owners will have to provide the police with the make, model, and serial numbers of all their guns. That means even if you pre-existingly, speaking stuff today.
Big words.
Yeah. Own a gun that they don't have on registry, you have to register it. And that's crap right there. On top of, you have to redo
I lost mine in a boating accident.
Yeah, well, yeah, good luck. They've got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So not only do you have to do this, you have to do this yearly. They will make you every year go back and refile. So along with applying
Let me ask this question: does this bill have the cost it requires?
No, not yet, because I'm sure the cost I haven't seen. Oh wait.
Oh, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to charge these people for every single time they have to register.
Well, correct. Okay, so here it is. It is down way farther. I must have missed it. The certificate will cost $10 per firearm and will expire every year. But
and that, my friends, is a way that you convince people you don't want to waste your money, so don't buy a gun.
Correct. Or you don't want to buy more than one gun, or 5 guns, or 10 guns.
But give it time, because that $10 will go to $50 when people are still buying guns, and then the $50 will turn into $100 when they're still buying guns.
Well, so there's even more to this, too, that's just absolutely ridiculous. So along with the application, the gun owner must swear under oath. The gun owner would have to submit fingerprints, 2 photographs that are no longer than 30 days, which is what we deal with here when it comes to concealed carry. Go through a background check for each firearm they own. So every time, that's why it's $10 a firearm, because they're going to go through and make you go through a background for every firearm you own. This background.
So wait, are they background checking the firearm or you? Because I'm pretty damn sure that
they're going to background check you to see if you are capable of owning that firearm. So there's probably going to be stages of like how your background is listed and what you score as. There'll probably be tiers of like, if you scored a 35, you can't own any firearms that require a score of higher than 35. Is what I'm guessing would be the case once they get this rolling. Now, not only that. But let's see here. 2 backgrounds, 30 days through the background check for each firearm. It's the same as the background check is for that you would go through to purchase a gun. So that's not even the end of it there. So you think, oh my God, this is already dumb enough because they're making you do a background twice when you buy a gun and when you register your guns. The requirement.
What is Pennsylvania? Is it a
They're a concealed carry state right now.
But do you have to have a background check and
yes.
training and everything like
yes.
Ohio, or?
Well, it depends. For the just to buy a gun, it's just a background check. But
just to buy a gun, yes, it's a background check.
Yeah.
But to have a CHL, is it a background check like it is Ohio?
I think it's similar to Ohio. I'm not sure. But they're saying the background check is the same as if you go through purchasing a gun like we do, where we sign that paper. I don't even remember the number, but you sign
4473?
Something like that, yeah. And then you sign and agree that you're not a felon and you're not a this and a that. And but it also requires most of or all of them to provide the state police with their home, work address, telephone number, social security number, date of birth, age, sex, and citizenship. And this is more requirement than you would need to vote in Pennsylvania.
Hey, I got a question. If I put non-binary and I do not want to disclose, would it exempt me from owning a firearm?
I don't know. that doesn't say what you can if you're non-binary or not. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, I guess
you can clearly tell this is not designed for I am man, I own gun.
Right?
This is, I'm sorry. This is clearly designed for I am man, I own gun. This is not designed for millennial snowflakes who are like, well, I'm non-gender specific and I don't believe in age. Age is just a number.
Well, and here's the thing, and Mike Eamon just posted sex question marks. Is that assuming a gender? Again, I don't know how their sex box would go, and come on now, we're going to keep this PG tonight.
You can try.
I'm going to cut that one off at the pass right now. Hi, Jane. Yes, you just walked into the word sex box. But, but here's even the best part. So if you fail to pass a background check for one of your many firearms, you are now then not
ineligible to own
any at all. You have to turn them all in. And you only have 10 days to appeal it. It's not like you get 30 days to appeal this crap, and then if you get rejected and you don't appeal, you have 3 days to turn it in.
I mean, come on, seriously, guys. I mean, think about this. This is not common sense gun legislation. This is not background check. None of this is changing how they're doing the background check. This is just saying we're going to charge you to do 27,000 background checks, and then we're going to make up some fabricated BS tier system on if it's a semi-automatic that looks scary and fires more than 10 rounds. Clearly, if you farted in the general direction of the State House on the third Tuesday of every month for the last 6 weeks, you are not eligible to own that gun. Henceforth, you are not eligible to own any firearm. Thank you for your time. Give us all your guns, or we're going to come and arrest you and or kill you in the middle of the night because we think you're grabbing one of your guns.
Right, exactly. And it's absolutely ridiculous. So, and here's
I don't know how many times I've got to say it, dude. It's just another brick in the wall. They're literally just sitting here building little bricks everywhere till one day, and I'm going to say it, one day the NRA wakes up and goes, well, shit, they took our gun rights. Yeah, they did, because you kept saying it's okay to do this.
Right. So, yeah. And I mean, and it even gets, Pennsylvania, and we have to, as Ohio people, because we're, based here in Ohio, some of you other people that are not here in Ohio, we really have to watch this in Pennsylvania, because not only does it hit that, if you don't appeal within your 10 days, your right to own a firearm is forfeit for the rest of the year. And then it goes on that no owner can transfer an unregistered firearm. Anyone caught with an unregistered gun is guilty of a crime, even if they are unaware of the firearm registration status. So that means if I hand you an unregistered firearm, you can be put in jail or found guilty of a crime because I handed you my gun that was unregistered. You had no idea. And then, yeah, holding an unregistered firearm at a range is a crime.
Jeremy, I'm going to ask this question. We talked about it, 2-3 weeks ago? I think we've had this conversation just in a different form over the last month and a half, 2 months. At what point do we stand up? At what point do we, the people, look at this and go, we're not dealing with your bullshit anymore. Well, we're done with this.
Right. And so that's where Pennsylvania, I mean, this is in early stages. It hasn't passed any of their houses yet. So
everything you've read right there, it's red flag without calling itself red flag. It's gun confiscation without calling itself gun confiscation. Because at what point in a background check does it say I can own a 17+1 semi-automatic handgun, but I can't own, from the same background check, I can't own a 30+1 round AR-15?
Well, exactly.
Where in my background check does it say I can own this, but I can't own that?
Well, exactly. And that is where, how does that work? Are you going to have, and this is something China does already, by the way, not that I'm trying to start crap or conspiracy theories, but are they going to start a social ranking system where if you're a part of what they consider as
oh, it's not. It's not a conspiracy. It's already started, Jeremy.
Of
Have you
course.
ever really delved deep into your Facebook?
Oh yeah, it watches and does everything I do. Oh, I know.
I can tell you right now, mine says ultra conservative or extreme conservative or something like that. And then I'll look at Dolly's and it says, moderate conservative or something like that because she'll like my stuff.
Yeah,
but she doesn't post like I post.
Well,
but it's that social manipulation, social structure.
I mean, it's in place.
It's already in play.
It's just a matter of being able to legally use it to keep you from being able to do things, or keep you in a social status of this because you don't agree with this, or whatever's going on. Which there's some what's that TV show? Hey Jane, what's that really weird show that I've been watching little bits of, and it's like freaking Outer Limits, but it's more current. She'll tell me if she's listening. But but here, so we're not even done with this law yet, though. So the guy,
I'm done with the law. I already know I've got to go take a day off to march at the Pennsylvania State House,
and we may have to, as a group, we may have to help.
Bull,
we may have to help people over there, our Second Amendment brothers and sisters over in Pennsylvania with this, if this gets pushed through at least one of the houses. But like, gun owner must keep all firearms unloaded and disassembled or bound by a trigger lock. If a firearms owner,
if you leave your shit out, I can understand a trigger lock, especially if it's not learned gun safety.
Right.
But you said unloaded and disassembled?
Unloaded and disassembled or have a trigger lock. And it does not say out in the open. It does not say in a safe, but it could be in a safe. So,
does that apply to a person with a CHL?
It does not say.
Okay.
And so let's see here.
You gotta find that out. If I carry a CHL, does that mean I can, have my firearms loaded?
If a firearm owner does not secure their firearm in that way, meaning what I just listed, they will be guilty of a crime. This rule even applies to homes with no children. So, screw you, you're putting your gun away the way we want you to put it away.
Hey, this kind of falls in line with what we just got fixed with House Bill 228 / House Bill, 68 or 48 or whatever it was.
Right.
That fixed House Bill 228, where the burden of proof's on the guy who owns the house, not the guy who broke into his house, took the gun that the guy had under his bed for somebody breaking into his house, and then went on a murdering spree when the guy wasn't home.
Right.
Yeah. It puts the burden on the guy who, owned the house, hid his firearm for his personal security, and some jackanini decided to break into his house, ruffle through his stuff, and find his gun, and then go on a killing spree.
Correct. But again, here in Ohio, we still kind of have that weird thing where, is that really putting your gun away and securing it away correctly? That's still a little bit of a gray area in Ohio.
Okay, well, here's an even grayer area. Although everybody's seen them, those American flag board pretty pictures. You put the little magnet here or there or wherever, and it slides down, and there's your AR and your pistols and everything. That ain't secured. Do you think that's secured?
It depends on how you secure. I mean, it is magnet locked. I mean, if you don't know it's there, that's technically a security aspect of things, just like the same ones with the dressers. Have you seen the dressers that have that space in between the drawers? They made a little thicker enough that you could put a rifle and a couple of pistols in, and it kind of like opens up like a how do I want to put it? It just kind of, there's a door on each side that opens up from one way to the other, and you can see the guns inside. But if you didn't know it was there, you would just think it was a
But does Pennsylvania law say that's secured?
No, obviously, clearly
these idiots, whoever wrote this freaking bill up is a complete idiot, because I don't know anybody that strips their guns down to disassembly positions and leaves them strewn across their house. I mean, that's almost like the law for non-concealed, for people with no CHL in the state of Ohio, having to put ammunition in a locked box in the trunk of their car, and the pistol in the locked glove box.
Right.
And,
that was an old law a long time ago, and then
I know, but it's the same principle.
Yeah.
It's the same principle. It's somebody's got this fake idea of how firearms works. I mean, Jeremy, how many non-loaded but assembled firearms, don't give a true answer, do you think is in your house right now? I can think of at least 10.
All of them? Wait.
I mean, I can think of 20 at somebody else's house right now. Nobody takes their shit apart.
Wait, one of them doesn't have ammo in it because I'm not done building it, so I haven't even shot it yet. So
is that classified disassembled though? Is the it's the same concept that the old law in the state of Ohio was a loaded magazine was a loaded gun.
No, yeah, right.
I mean, okay, what is disassembled? What is, trigger lock is trigger lock. You know what a trigger lock is and what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But disassembled. What is disassembled? I can take an AR apart. But by definition, all I got to do is put 2 pins in and it's back together. Is their classification disassembled? Is that I have it apart and I have the bolt carrier group out and locked in a safe?
You know what? They'd have to specifically say percentage and how that percentage looks on each type of firearm. They would have to.
I mean, I'll give you a funny story. When we were flying over to Iraq back in 2003, we flew on a commercial plane to Kuwait.
Oh boy.
Civilian pilots were flying us into Kuwait. We got on this plane, and as soon as you crossed through the door getting into this plane, you had to take your bolt carrier out and stick it in your pocket and carry your rifle between your legs. That's how they secured our firearms in transit to Kuwait, was we held our rifle between our legs with the bolt in our pocket.
Shut up.
That's serious.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, that's hilarious.
But when people sit here and talk, when I hear people talk about this law and that law and disassembly and magazine capacity and everything else, I just laugh and go, oh my God, it's bureaucracy. It's just pieces of red tape thrown across shit going, well, they won't cross this one. Well, bullshit. Well, they won't cross this one. Well, bullshit. They won't cross this one. It's everything you just read from that bill. None of it will prevent a psychopath wanting to kill people.
Well, no. All it's going to do is prevent law-abiding citizens. And so,
not a single bit of it.
Well, but here's the thing: it's also going to prevent law-abiding citizens from owning guns. Because here's something that I really think's really out of control. So they also have in here, at least this is what's suggested that they want to pass in this law, that the gun owner should have 48 hours to update state police if they change jobs, phone numbers, addresses, or anything else changes that was originally on the application. If they do not update the state police, they can be prosecuted for violating the law. And I almost guarantee you, if you get prosecuted for violating the law, guess what's going to happen to your freaking application next year?
Revocation of rights.
Yes, sir. And then they do go on to say, that they make no mention of how the state will enforce the law. So, and then they go on to talk about other states and registries and New York.
Jeremy, you're gonna have to look at the comments. I'm gonna ask this question again. At what point do we, the people, stand up?
Right. Exactly. And
I mean, because it's coming from every direction. It's not just Pennsylvania. It's not just Ohio. It's not just Oregon or Kentucky or Tennessee or California or North or South Dakota or Carolinas. It's coming from everywhere. You've got the Speaker of the House screaming proponent for freaking ammunition.
Oh, right.
Essentially ammunition registration, but limits on it, essentially limit the amount of ammo that you can get, because somebody will say, nope, that's too much.
Yeah, well, what's too much? What's appropriate? 10 rounds?
It's coming,
20 rounds? 100?
It's coming from every direction.
Yeah.
We're not just we're not just fighting state or local or federal. We're fighting every single one of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's like today, and this kind of goes into today and the federal thing. So I was at the gun show today. Our booth happened to actually be next to a local NRA representative. And you're laughing, I know. I'm trying to be really good about this.
I went to the Ohio Outdoor Expo, and there was an NRA booth there. And I walked past it very quickly. I didn't want to talk to
Well, so here's what did you make an observation about the booth though at all? Did you look at too much?
No, just big sign says NRA.
Well, so as I'm standing there and I'm talking to members of our group, people that are there, you know, people walking by, whatever, I'm noticing the constant flow of people that are signing up for the NRA. The constant flow. Like every time I looked over or walked back to our table after I walked around, I'm looking over, there's a new person standing there, or a couple, or, you know, 3 or 4 people standing there filling out applications to becoming a member of the NRA. And I'm like, do you people realize that they are sitting here and they are backing this red flag law in the federal right now? They are backing this red flag law. They're not supporting our rights.
I will make everyone that watches this show a challenge. Because this is what I'm going to do. I signed up for 2 years with the NRA, and I will tell you this much, I ain't doing it again. Nope. Signed up a year ago for 2 years. I ain't doing it again. But every single time, because I'm going to tell you right now, you could sign up for a lifetime membership right now. Pay straight out lifetime membership. And every single month, you're going to get a piece of paper in the mail from the NRA asking you for money.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and I challenge every single one of you to do it. Learn, if you sign up for the NRA, learn, read, and understand what they're actually doing compared to what their speech of what they're doing is. And then find your grassroots groups like Ohio Gun Owners. I'll say
Ohio
Buckeye Firearms Association.
Yeah, okay. Ohio Concealed Carry.
Find a grassroots organization. If the Second Amendment's your shtick and that's where you're going to stay, find a Second Amendment group for your state. And when the NRA sends you the please give us money check, turn around and shred it and send the grassroots group $25.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Because in the 2 years that I've been an NRA member, I can tell you right now, I've seen more work and drive for my Second Amendment rights out of the guys that sit here and get paid to do it by being a grassroots organization, busting their butts at our state level to make sure stuff like House Bill 228 doesn't go through with the major screw up that it was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were there almost every day. Ohio Gun Owners was.
Mm-hmm. I mean, go out, talk to your local sheriff. Figure out where your local sheriff stands on it. I mean, everybody that watches this obviously watches YouTube or Facebook videos. And I'm willing to bet you've seen the posts and the videos of these local sheriffs all over Facebook and all over YouTube standing in front of crowds of people saying that they will not enforce any federal gun laws that are unconstitutional. They will not enforce any state gun laws that are unconstitutional.
Right.
I mean, find out, are you living in a place that's so left-leaning that they're screaming to get rid of every gun off the street, knowing in your mind that, hey, you can get rid of every gun on the street, you ain't getting rid of every criminal. That's what they want us all to believe, that they're going to get rid of the criminals.
Yeah. Which is
they want us to give up our freedom for a little bit of security. That's literally what it is.
Oh yeah, and that's not, you know, those laws are not going to do that, because all they're going to do is take away the rights of law-abiding citizens. That's criminals ain't going to give a crap about the laws they pass. I mean, we all know that.
Well, I mean, yeah, have you seen that stuff about the 3%er or the Patriot mosque shooter? It's all over Facebook. It's all over social media. The dude in the tan prison suit throwing up the whole
whatever sign,
whatever whatever you want to say. This was okay when I was a kid. This was a joke if it was below the waist. I mean,
right.
Whatever you want it to be today, I guess. You do you. Have a nice day. It's clearly something. That guy came from that guy was from Australia. You know, that place that confiscated all the guns or had them all, you know, did the whole big buyback and then burned all the guns. Yeah. Outlawed guns. Yeah, he came from Australia. Went to a mosque and shot them all up. Right. Now do some thinking to yourself. If the people that were in that mosque had a Second Amendment and had guns on their person to protect themselves,
would
that many people would have died?
Right. Well, and what's crazy is New Zealand has. You're allowed to own a gun, but it's super strict on basically the laws I just read to you from Pennsylvania is still not as strict as what New Zealand would be. But you can own guns.
And you've got Democrats right now, screaming for everybody to see what New Zealand's doing. Well, that's what we should do.
Right? And you look at New Zealand and go, wait, the same thing happened, and look at their laws. But why is this stuff not happening in states in the United States that have very lax gun laws for law-abiding citizens? You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people aren't looking that direction because they're doing the sleight of hand. Don't look over here. Look over here.
Don't look at Venezuela. Look at this place that isn't actually socialist, but say they're socialist. And see. We should be like that.
Yeah, don't look at Venezuela. Yeah, 2012, their gun rights are taken away. 2016, 17, their country falls apart.
They're shooting their own people because they're going to get humanitarian aid. Yeah,
yep.
Makes sense.
Blocking humanitarian aid, yeah.
Don't look that way.
So, I did have to ask you a specific question. I'm going to jump off subject here real quick. First, I'm going to push everybody. Please go to the Facebook page, like the video, share the video, go to YouTube, like, share, subscribe. But I was looking through the Heartland Defenders page. You can buy this shirt on the Heartland Defenders page in the shop here. I will transfer over here quick.
He's gonna post it up there so you can see it.
See, there you go. There's the shop. You can also, there's events where we may or may not be or have been. September 2018, we were at more. motherofallrallies.com. Go, subscribe, like, watch his videos. If you think anything like we do, go to more this year. It's a great event. And plus it gets you in DC. And DC is also something that if you think like us. Go the day before,
take a tour, enjoy yourself. Spend the day Saturday at a patriotic rock concert.
Oh, wait. Look, there's Jacob right there on that picture.
Where? Huh?
I just pulled up the About Us page, and there's a picture of you.
Oh, there's a picture of me.
And then we got the Defender Chronicles, which is where I was bringing into as everybody sees the post. How was reading the last post you put up? Do you remember what the last post on the Chronicles was?
Oh, good God, yes, I remember it. It was not my cup of tea, I'll say that much.
Well, but
it is a perspective. It is a perspective from the fairer sex.
Correct. Well, actually, it's a good point.
I'm going to let everybody know it's not just dudes doing this.
Oh, no, and that's the point I'm about to bring up. As you see, Heather wrote a thing about that time of the month and prepping. I mean, let's see here. Get us back on the right screen here. But, I mean, go to the heartlanddefenders.com website. You can read that. and the financial prepping. There's gray man mentality. There's multiple things on bug out bags, different kinds.
You've got stuff over there, Jeremy. If you scroll down a little bit, there's actually categories. You can just click on a category on the right hand side.
Oh.
On the desktop, you got to scroll to the bottom if you're on a mobile device. But there's categories. We've got a bug out bag series. We've got preparedness category. We've got constitutional category.
Nice.
We've got, I think there's testimonial category.
Who, what, when, where, why. I am a prepper by Justin. Nice. But yeah, so I mean, but another thing is even if, you know, women are prepping as well, and Heather brought up a good point. I would never have thought to prep for that for my daughter, to even think about my daughter being with me and having to prep for something in a long-term event. When she brought it up, I'm like, oh my God, I would never have thought of that for my daughter, and that'd have been terrible because, you know,
I'm going to let you know I read part of that, and then I passed it to the wife and said, here, read this and tell me what I should say. Just say.
Well, you know what? And I specifically
told that I have to deal with. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that.
Heather had brought it up to me that she had put it in, and the only thing I could think of is you sitting there reading it to post it up on the website, and I was like, did he get through it all? So clearly you've just answered that question.
I will say this much. I think I got title in, author name in, first sentence in, and went, I can't do it. Here, read this. Tell me what I should say.
Well, right. And I mean, like the first couple of sentences, you're like, okay, so what's so far what they're talking about? And, you know, and they were saying about, I recently was watching a video on prepping Major Life. The topic was top 10 bartering items. The usual items were represented like, you know, junk silver, ammo, tobacco, alcohol, and food. And then they mentioned feminine supplies. And I went, oh, okay. Yeah. So, no, but I figured I'd ask because I figured as soon as I was told that was being had been put up, I was like, dang, I could imagine.
It's reality, though.
It is.
I mean, it's reality.
And you know what? I don't think about that thing because I don't have to go through that. So I was glad that it was brought up to me. So I'm kind of like, well, hey. And, you know, other people in my life have thought of the idea of the same thing. I mean, you know, you can't. Those items are not going to be around for very long. So you have to find a more sustainable item to be able to prep for it. So, but anywho, I figured it was kind of a fun one to bring. I was like, oh,
Jeremy,
wow.
what you got to say to that is just as important, and not just as important, but just as much of a health need.
Oh yeah.
For the second gender, the other, not second in line, but the other gender, because there's only two.
Oh boy.
Ribbon, yeah.
Oh boy.
As water purification is for everybody.
Yeah. Well,
you
right.
know, you have to be able to figure out how to do it if you don't have the stuff you can buy.
Well, and yeah, I mean, it could cause issues.
One of my favorite things to say about some of the humans that I come across in my day-to-day life is, you know, that particular individual doesn't really know that corn doesn't just come from a can.
Right. Oh, and you know
what I mean?
I'm sorry.
We all know somebody like all know somebody like that.
You got to know more than one person like that.
We all know somebody. And you might actually know more people, but they're smart enough not to, you know, blatantly make it obvious.
Nice.
But it's that concept, you know. There's a lot of people out there that could definitely use some, I'm not even going to say expert understanding, but
just,
you know, me and Jeremy are not experts in any one particular field.
No.
I mean, not one of us in our organization or people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis is experts in multiple fields. They may be an expert in one field, but finding a group like ours online, in person, whatever the case may be, you might not understand any part of what we say in these videos, but you come and learn and hang out, and a couple of months down the road, you'll be putting a bag in a hole out in the middle of your yard with a rock in the middle of it and some grass and sand down there in a cup.
Just to see if you can make water.
Just to see if water shows up.
And yes, Mike Eamon, steak does come from Kroger.
It does. And it's discounted if you know the right people, right?
Right. Or you wait long enough and they put the discounted stuff out that's about to go bad. Now let's see. Palmer's got How Did Mankind Survive? Middle Ages Without All This Technology. Hey, I'm pretty sure the technology in the Middle Ages, that's the reason why they died so early.
Actually, Jeremy, I will say this. What Heather wrote about in the Defender Chronicles is more of the reason why they died early.
Right? There was a lot.
Just say it.
They didn't know how to deal with it. It made them sick.
Our physical health and mental health today is one of the reasons why we survive so much longer. It has nothing to do with the oxygen content in the air or the type of food we're eating. It's the fact that we have health care like we have it, and we have mental health care like we have it.
Oh, we could really work on our mental health care. I really do think so. But I
don't disagree with you in the aspect of what they do, but...
Well, right. I mean, we do have mental health care, which, 20, 30 years ago even was a little bit rough. But, I mean, we have come along. Well, that was a little farther back, but yes.
20, 30 years ago. 20, 30 years ago, yeah.
30 years ago, I was 10,
I keep forgetting that I'm 30. I keep forgetting that I'm 37.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I know. And it's, I was 10, 30 years ago, so I can say that for a few more days, and then, yeah.
Then you were 11.
Yeah, but, yeah, so, I mean, we definitely have come along in our medical, just in our understanding of health and understanding of things and the strides we have taken, which is why we live so much longer. I mean, if you look at some of the things they did back in the Middle Ages, hoo-wee!
Hopefully I don't knock all my stuff down here, but you remember me showing you this before we went live?
Yeah. The Lost Ways? Yeah.
$30. $30 is what I picked this and 4 other books up for.
Nice.
Just paperback. But this has recipes in it for hardtack, recipes in it for, God, what's that one called? I can't even pronounce it. But you got recipes in here. It shows you how to fall a tree and then properly set it up to build a cabin.
Wait,
I mean,
it shows you how to drop a tree?
Yeah.
Ooh, how many people?
Dude, it shows you how to manufacture, like, melt down cartridges and the tools you need to actually make your own ball round for. It's not your modern day survival book. It's not.
This is how things happen.
It's your 1875 survival book.
Oh.
It's what they did in 1875, 1792.
It's a lot of the things you would use if we lost technology right now.
Building a smokehouse.
Yeah.
Like
to be
30 feet away, 30 feet away, you build a fire and you dig a hole under the ground.
You cover that hole.
Cover the hole up for the smoke to go up, and you build a little log cabin, little shack, kind of like an outhouse. Stick your meat in, hang your meat in there, and smokehouse.
Mike Eamon, it's called The Lost Ways. That's what the front looks like?
It's Lost Ways, edited and copywritten by Clyde Davis from askaprepper.com. Let me see if I can get it. You able to see that?
Nice. But that would be the stuff you would use if, say, power got lost, we lost all electricity and electronic items. You'd probably revert back to the stuff in that book.
Well, I'll tell you right now, just flipping through here, continuous fire.
Oh yeah, though I want to do one of those. I want to just sit down, set one of those up just to do it.
continuous fire. Like I said, hardtack. Do you know what hardtack is, right,
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
So
Explain it for the people that
hardtack,
don't
blue
know.
flour, cinnamon sugar toast, cornmeal.
It probably tells you how to set up a makeshift forge, probably too. Because you'll need one to
believe
mount
I
for
saw
bullets.
well, there's the Smokehouse.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that too. I've done a lot of that, like looking around online for stuff like that, because I kind of, and I actually fell across the Smokehouse, especially kind of that same drawing, but it was a little different, when I was looking up stuff for forges. Oh, is that the, yep, charcoal Japanese water filter. We learned something similar to that today. Give a shout out to John, by the way, for running our training this week, or this week. Man, this month.
Here, you talking about power outages? There you go.
What? What?
Our ancestors made candles and glue out of pine resin.
Nice. Yep.
And it doesn't just show you, hey, go get you some pine resin. It shows you how to get pine resin
on your own, which is good, because yeah, it's what I hate is when I'm looking things up and they're like, so you're gonna need this, and this, and what? I'm supposed to buy pine resin off Amazon and just have it hanging around? Yep. No.
Yep. This is like, nope. Go find you a pine tree.
Catch yourself a
Make
slot.
these cuts in it. Put your bucket down there. Collect your pine resin.
Nice. Very nice.
But it's little things like this.
Yeah. And you learn stuff like this, and I'm gonna, push the group a bit again. So sorry guys, tonight I'm pimping the group a little hard.
I'm there too.
Yeah.
Pimp this guy's book, pimp the group.
Yeah. But so it's stuff like that. Even not in a formal setting, we could be sitting around the fire camping, and something like that comes up. Oh, hey, yeah, did you, have you heard about this or done this or seen this in a book or among other things? Oh, wow, you found cards for edible freaking... Oh, yes.
And they're not just edible cards. They're cards.
Oh, so it's not just like, hey, it's a card set so you can play poker while you're sitting around eating...
It's a card set.
Weeds.
All the information about the edibles on the back with it. I mean...
Nice.
When we say we get together and have a good time, we get together, have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
We're always learning. We're always learning.
Oh, yeah.
I think in all the time that I've been a Heartland Defender, I've learned more in just the time being a Heartland Defender than I learned the other 30-some years of my life.
Right. It's nice to have the people in the group, everybody in the group that has some kind of corner of expertise, or I don't want to say experts, but they have knowledge of things.
Everybody in our group has a skill set.
Yes.
Everybody has a skill set. I mean, I had a member text me today. He texted me today. He goes, I know you work at blank. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I work here.
Right.
But he texted me and said, I know you work here. Do you recommend that place for me to do this? And I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it, but we all have our day-to-day skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
We're all continuously learning how to stay prepared, survive, and I like to say that I think that I could survive,
mm-hmm.
but I think with the Heartland Defenders and us as a family like we are, I take myself and my family surviving to us and my Heartland family thriving.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to do. You don't just want to survive. You want to thrive.
Yeah, because just surviving sucks. I mean, you're going to be miserable. If you're just surviving, that means you're getting by minimally, and you're hating life. You're hungry, you're thirsty all the time, blah, blah, blah. You want the people and yourself around you to be thriving in whatever situation possible. And that means, everybody having something to bring to the table. Like, I'll tell you right now, I can sit here and I can make DC or AC power and generate DC power from AC power from DC batteries, but setting up snares and stuff, something I've been learning. I used to hunt a long time ago, started hunting recently again. You know, so trapping and snaring I was never taught. So it was nice to learn that a few months ago in some of our training during one of our monthly meetings. And then I'm sure there's others in the group that, you know, that they can hunt and snare. They can, you know, trap things amazing, but they wouldn't know barely how to tell you how to use their smart devices.
True story.
So, but
I used to work with a guy. I used to work with a guy that would come into work and have a mason jar full of brown liquid with some leaves in it, and it was nettle tea.
Okay.
Nettles. Is that what they're called?
The ones that itchy when you touch. The ones that when you rub against them, they make you itch like an MFer.
I have no idea.
Okay. If it's the nettles I'm thinking of, ouch.
No, I'm pretty sure if I flip through this deck, nettles or I don't.
Yeah.
He went in his backyard and picked these damn things.
Oh, and made tea out of them.
And
okay.
then he would make tea out of them. It was just an old. It was an old thing he used to do. Well, he did when he was a kid.
Nice.
I never foraged.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
But it's you know, why do you think I got this? I got a book that's for foraging. I've got you know.
Sorry, Mike, I'm not trying to point anybody out. That's why I didn't throw names.
Who are we throwing names at?
Mike saying, what are you trying to say? I think he's talking about when I was like, some people can't use their smart devices.
Well, that's what I was getting to. The guy could go out in his backyard and pick shit to make tea, but by God, hand him a cell phone, it'd be broke in 5 minutes.
Oh, or at least thrown against the wall because he's pissed.
No. Dude would hold a cell phone, like, swear to God, he could hold a cell phone, and about 5 minutes, he's going, it's broke. And it was broke. The screen wouldn't work, or it was just, he put off some electromagnetic field or some shit.
Just break shit that was electric.
Just broke it.
Wow. But no, I mean, that's the one thing that really, you know, that I really like about being in this group is the fact that you can learn. You don't know what you're going to learn. I mean, we have an idea of what our monthly meetings and trainings are going to be, but especially, you know, some of us, because we get a list of knowing what's going on up in the leadership end of it. But I mean, but you still don't know. Like, there were some things today I looked at and was like, there was an illustration in our paperwork today that showed you how to peel bark from a certain tree, make a funnel out of it. If you didn't have a plastic or PVC piece, that you could still make a filter and do the same. You know, you would put pebbles in the bottom, add charcoal, add sand, add more pebbles, that kind of thing. And I was like, I didn't know you could cut that from a tree like that and make it and have it to where it could be like an item. That's awesome. So yeah, I don't know. I'm
not gonna get all into the stuff I've learned from this here Lost Ways book, but there's one section down here that tells you exactly how to make stuff go bang.
Kind of sounds a little bit like the Anarchist Cookbook.
You need to make it go bang. Just saying.
Nice.
If you know what I mean when I say saltpeter.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's in this book.
Oh, I'm sure it is here. I'm actually pulling up my Amazon right now. Lost Ways. That way I don't forget about it, because I'll forget. There it is. Whoa, I'm not buying hardcover.
Don't get the hardcover. Go to askaprepper.com and you actually can get this and 3 other books for, I want to say, like $30.
Nice. Look at that. Let's see. The Lost Book of Remedies. That's the same artist, or the same author.
Same guy, but it's not this particular book.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so that way I can look at it later, because I'll forget. I have the memory of a squirrel. Squirrel!
True story.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people have commented on our videos that we're kind of like squirrels.
Yeah, that we jump from, ooh, look, shiny!
But the final takeaway from this video, ladies and gentlemen, is check out the Heartland Defenders on Facebook, YouTube, or the web, heartlanddefenders.com. you know, if you live here in the state of Ohio, or you live right up against the state of Ohio, get a hold of us. There's actually a button right there on Facebook to message us. Mm-hmm. And if you're interested in joining us, becoming a member, hanging out with us, ask for more information there, and we'll get it to you.
Yeah, and even if you're, some people tend to have are a little nervous about joining any kind of group like this. Even if you're nervous about it, you want to check us out in any way. Like today, we had a gentleman that had seen us at the gun show and had come and sat in on our meeting today, which was pretty awesome. So, yeah, I mean, even if you want to do that, get a hold of us. We'll get a hold of whatever zone lead you're in and get you information on where meetings are. They can hang, you know, if you want them to come visit you. I'm sure one of us will come. If you don't want to come to one of the meetings, but you just want to kind of talk and find out more about the group in person, we'll come and have coffee, lunch, whatever. I know I like to eat. I know Mike, who's not here tonight. Sorry, I feel bad for Mike, but
well, we know what Mike is doing right now.
Hey, oh, poor Mike. I've been through it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll do that. I mean, we're very, you know, the personal side of it, I'm willing to do. Everybody's willing to do, actually. So, get a hold of us. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's been an hour now. So, thank you guys very much. Hit the websites. Hit everything. Learning to scavenge existing infrastructure. Okay, yeah, that's a whole nother door.
That's a whole nother video.
Yep, that is a whole nother video. I'll write that one down, Mike. And then, but yeah, definitely check us out if you want to learn more about any of the stuff we talk about. HeartlandDefenders.com. You've hit them already, so. But thank you guys again. Thank you for your time. Hit them again.
Heartland Defenders on Facebook. Heartland Defenders Ohio chapter on Facebook if you want to just request to join the group. HeartlandDefenders.com and Heartland Defenders on YouTube.
Yep, and don't forget to go to .com if you want to buy this shirt or many others. Everybody, thank you, Jacob, again for your time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good night.